Hello, I'm Nathan Parker, an instructor for freemagicschool.com. Got a little something different for you this time. This will be a piece of silk magic or handkerchief magic if you prefer. First, I'll roll the silk into a ball type shape, such, and I'll place it over my closed fist, or on top of my closed fist. Then I will proceed to push down into the fist. A couple of taps, and it vanishes. Now, for the reappearance, and it returns. So that is one vanish that you can do with silk, and I will also show you another silk vanish. For this one, almost the same, except this time we drape the silk over the hand like so. Push it in, couple of taps, and once again the silk is gone. To make it reappear, a couple more taps, reach in, and it returns. That is two ways to vanish and make reappear a silk or small handkerchief. Now I'll explain the two methods. The first method, fairly simple. This is actually a sponge ball move, a sponge ball vanish, but it works well for silk too. If you have sponge balls, you can try it out with those as well. Silk, if you don't have a magician's silk, this is really just a small square piece of very thin cloth. If you have an old t-shirt, you could cut it into a square about this big. You want it about this size and about as thin as you can get it. So for the first vanish, we roll the silk up into a ball. Now it's pretty hard to get this thing into an exact sphere shape, but we'll get it as close as possible. From there, I place it on top of my closed fist, press it down, give it a couple of taps, maybe blow on it, and it vanishes. Now, how does this work? It's magic. Make it reappear. Alright, enough playing around. The real explanation. Take your silk, roll it up into the closest thing to a ball you can get. Place it on top of your closed hand. Now, the way this vanish works is I'm taking my thumb to press the silk down. Actually, I'm grabbing it and pinching it in this area of the hand. So when I go to push down, I'm really pinching it. Give it a couple of taps, and it vanishes. So now it is palmed there between my thumb and the flesh here in my hand. Now, you want to watch your angles with this, but you can move your hands fairly freely. You can keep your fingers spread open. Just act normal. Act normal with your hand. Of course, you don't want to go showing deliberately that this hand is empty, because it's not. But you can be fairly free with this hand. So to make it reappear, I just stick my two hands together and start rubbing, forcing the silk to drop down between my hands. Now, the second silk vanish is a little bit different. This time I'm using the help of an old magic tool, the thumb tip. You can get a thumb tip from any magic dealer, any magic shop. They're fairly cheap. You want to try to get one that matches the color of your skin as close as possible. To prepare for this vanish, put your thumb tip on. Alright, so I have my thumb tip on and I have the silk. Nonchalantly, maybe even behind the cover of the silk, I slide the thumb tip off into the palm of this hand. Drape the silk over top, and one finger at a time I will press the silk into my hand. Lastly, using my thumb, press it all the way down into the thumb tip and drawing it out in the thumb tip on my thumb. So, after doing so, thumb tip contains the silk. Give this hand a couple of taps to show that it has vanished. And for the reappearance, it's pretty much the exact same method, just in reverse. You want to casually deposit the thumb tip back into this palm, a couple of taps maybe, reach in and slowly produce the silk. Now, I've showed two vanishes here, two silk vanishes, one using a thumb tip and one without the thumb tip. So, if you have a thumb tip, you'll be able to do both. If you don't have a thumb tip, you'll be able to do the first one. Practice, 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 and these are some pretty good vanishes. Thumb tip is a great magic tool, many uses for this thing, and it's fairly cheap as well. Try to get one that matches your skin color. I was talking about if you didn't have a silk, you could probably just substitute that for a napkin of about the same size. You want to keep it about this size and, as like I said, as thin as possible. So there's two vanishes, two silk vanishes, one with sleight of hand and one with the thumb tip. Thanks for watching.